Looking to transform your family game nights? At Perfectly Picked Games, we specialize in family games that bring everyone closer. Our games aren't just fun. Kids and teens will learn how to take turns, develop basic strategy skills, and understand the thrill of winning and grace of losing. With our exclusive gift of games, you can give months of gaming excitement to your family. Choose a 3-month or 6-month gift, and we'll deliver hand-picked family games to your doorstep every month. And here's the best part. Right now, you can use the promo code GOLDENMOJO and receive 20% off your selected plan. Don't miss out on this exclusive offer. Use promo code GOLDENMOJO and save 20% today at Perfectly Picked Games.
Welcome to the United States of Paranormal Podcast. Sit down and buckle up for an enlightening ride through everything cryptid, creepy, and paranormal.
Hello, all of my paranormal freaks out there. It is I, Golden J, hanging out with
the Rocker Chick
and
J-Dub.
And welcome to the United States of Paranormal. We're so happy you're here for episode 175.
Milestone.
We are getting closer to that 200 mark.
Dang.
The second pieces of that puzzle are being found and put into place as we speak. I'm super excited for what we got. It's going to be sometime in the early July. I'm thinking July 9th, but I'm not 100% sure. We got to make sure all our numbers fall on the spot. So that's something exciting coming up. Also, as always, there is a timestamp for the end of the banter, beginning of the story. It's in the show notes. Yeah. I won't let you down. It's in there. And, as always, join our Patreon. There's some great stuff on there. Some great reaction videos, New Orleans videos, dirty dad joke videos, trivia. We need to get some trivia going on again.
We do. That was fun.
Yeah. I know that not the last time I talked to Peter, but he said he would love to come do the trivia with us one time. So we'll see if we can get that set up. But I have been talking to Peter. He's getting his story ready.
Yay.
Yes. So Peter will be coming back in the next couple months. I know that Larissa is working on her next story.
Ooh.
She's ready to come back and do another one. She did send an idea for you that the Irish pub one.
Yeah.
Then I need to get you. I think it's Tell's Irish Pub.
Okay.
Remind me when we go back inside after recording to show you where I wrote it down at. Yeah, we'll forget. I always do. Yeah, so Larissa called me the other day after the Chiefs AFC Championship win, and I had a nice long conversation with her. It was fun. I really appreciate the phone call and I enjoy all the time that I get to spend with her, either when we're in Kansas City or texting or just talking to her. So she's pretty great. I told her, though, that the next time that we meet up with them out there in KC, her husband has to come along.
Yes.
Yeah. Because we have yet to meet him, so I'm excited to meet him. He said yes. He said he would come. So
good.
Yeah. What else is going on? I've been texting in last. It's been a couple weeks ago, but it'll be longer now since when this comes out. But with Carrie Daughtry, remember Carrie?
Yeah.
Yeah, did emailing with him. He's catching up on the Murd Nerds, which is really cool. It's interesting. He sends me this email. It says, "I have the perfect question of the week for you guys." Oh. And it took me a while to kind of remember all this because Murd Nerds has been a while back since we did these episodes. But he was like, the perfect question. If you had a yacht, what would you name it?
If you had a yacht.
If you had a yacht. I would, apparently my answer was, and he had to remind me, like I said, it's been long ago, I would name my yacht Roy. After Alicia's husband. Oh. Because apparently he has a pretty good sized submarine and I want a big size yacht. So.
Oh boy. Wow.
The things we used to talk about on Murd Nerds. So what would you name your yacht? Rocker Chick? J-Dub? Wow.
That's a huge bitch. 'Cause it would be a big yacht.
It had to be a big yacht. I mean, yeah, I would name mine Roy. I mean, why not? That would just be amazing.
I would name mine Unsinkable.
Hey.
Wow. The last boat that said it was unsinkable sank.
I was going to say Titanic, but because I'd want mine as big as the Titanic.
You want your yacht as big as the Titanic?
Yeah.
Listen.
Boats and hoes.
All I can think of is you'd have to clean all those fucking the brooms, and you'd be so pissed. Like, we need a smaller yacht.
No, if you have a yacht that big, you can pay people to clean
that's
it.
Right.
That's true. That's very, very true. But, you know, I'm a tight ass. If I got that big of a yacht, I probably spent all my money on that fucking yacht.
Yeah.
So, they have a TV show of a group that does that. I can't. Down below.
Aren't they like chefs or something? And
they're all kinds of different things. You know, there's some chefs
Or it's
and there's
the crew.
some crew. Yeah, it's the crew. Yeah, that fucking show is weird.
I've seen bits and pieces. Of
Yeah.
it.
So, speaking of TV shows, is it true? Is Supernatural making a return?
Oh, God.
I
They
haven't
say
heard
that
that.
all the time.
Do they?
Yeah.
I saw like a promo for it the other day, and I just didn't know how true it was. I mean, you know, there is a lot of fan-made stuff out there. I get that, guys. You don't have to email me about that. I get it. Lance, you don't have to text me.
Do it anyway.
It's all fan-made stuff, and I get confused. Golden Jay is not, you know, he can't tell the difference sometimes, but like that Back to the Future 4, so many of those fan-made trailers. I mean, they were fucking amazing, but
I've been seeing a lot of the fan-made for Twilight.
really,
Yeah.
what are they gonna? What are they thinking?
It
is
would
gonna
be
do
like
with that?
the little girl and the wolf guy.
Oh,
Renesmee and Jacob. Sorry, their life. Sorry, don't come at me.
were you what? So when Twilight was popular, did you go to the movies? Did you see them?
I watched them, yeah.
Yeah, at the theaters, or just wait till they come on at home?
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you read the books?
Yep.
Okay.
Because the guy I was dating at the time, one of his daughters was very big into Twilight, so we watched them.
We went to the convention.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did you know you can go to Forks, Washington, and they have like a
Mm-hmm.
whole convention out there? Is that?
That's not the one we went to.
No.
So our buddy Scotty T, his youngest daughter, when Twilight came out, before anybody fucking knew about it, she had gotten this book, and she was super protective of this book, and I think she read it 10 times.
Probably.
Yeah.
Sounds like.
But she read it over and over and over and over again. So she was a huge Twilight fan. And so we always went to the movies. Or we went to the movies and seen them all. And then I remember going to, back when it was still popular. It's not, you don't see it at all anymore because they don't do DVDs, but like the DVD release parties at midnight, we went to at least one of those, if not two, with them at midnight, you know. And then there was a convention down in Indianapolis at the Marriott or whatever it was, and we went to that and spent all day down there, and it was really cool. It was fun. It was more fun to sit in the panels because they had all the
wolves.
Yeah, they had all all of those guys there.
Well, not Jacob, but they had all the rest of the wolves.
Yep. So it was cool. But the coolest part was I ran into a group that did parodies of it, and I'm trying to think of the fucking name of it off the top of my head because this is not scripted, people, so I don't have it written down. But They used to do parodies of it, and they were the hosts. They were going around on this convention. They were the hosts. And so they showed their parody videos for Twilight and New Moon at that time. So, yeah, it was just fun. I followed them for quite a while and watching all their shit because they not only did that, Twilight, but they did other things too. Yeah. So, very talented girls that put that together like sisters. So, yeah, I haven't thought about them in a while.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Thanks for bringing up Twilight. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the movies. I was thrilled when they did New Moon and they didn't fucking linger into her fucking laying in bed whining like a little whine ass the whole fucking thing. And that was the hardest thing to read was her just doing that for fucking chapter after chapter after chapter. I'm glad they summed it up in the actual movie. But yeah, so just good stuff. Good stuff. All right. What else? What else you got for me?
Oh, you already did the question.
No, I did. I did Carrie's question.
Going to, no, that's fine.
You had a yacht question? No, give me your question. No. You got it.
What do?
Go ahead.
I have a joke. What do sea monsters eat for dinner?
Semen.
Was that the answer?
No.
I don't know.
Fish and ships.
Oh. What do you call a fish that wears a bow tie? Sophisticated.
Oh boy. All right, what was your question?
Yep.
Oh,
no, come on, ask the question. Ask a question.
Would you rather text or call?
Depends on what I'm doing.
Me, it would just be text. Yeah.
Majority of the time it's text. But like my mom, my dad.
Yeah, there are certain people you can't text. But
I mean, I could text them, but I like to talk to them.
I was gonna say it depends on who it is. I mean, I don't text my mom. I call my mom, but I sometimes text her. But I mean, everybody else is pretty much text. But
I mean, texting is, it's not like it's an emergency. So like if you just have to say something and then if they respond in 5 minutes, great. If they don't respond in 2 hours, fine, whatever.
Right. I think you and me text more than we talk on the phone.
I don't.
Whether it be work or
I think
work related
we've
or whatever.
only talked on the phone for work.
You're right. That's true.
But you're busy, so if I text you, it's just you'll get to it whenever.
Yeah.
But when I'm in the barn doing chores and I hear my phone bling 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 bling, bling I'm like, what the fuck you want?
Yeah, I have those moments myself. I'm like, God damn it, leave me alone.
Yeah.
And then you realize it's some fucking TikTok notification or some stupid shit like that.
I don't have any notifications on.
I know. You miss out on all the good shit.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Well, my notifications for, text and phone calls are the only thing that I have.
True. All right. Anything else exciting going on today?
No.
Today, there was one of my drivers at work had to leave at 1 for a doctor's appointment and found out that next Tuesday he gets his big toe removed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That was kind of a shocker.
This is the beats? Is it the beats?
The beats.
The diabetes?
No. He's had issues. He's had issues with it for quite a while. He did something to it and had like a hole in it that would not heal. And I mean, he's been going to the doctor for it. And they finally told him today, it's not getting any better. They have to take it off.
My step-grandpa cut his big toe off in the lawnmower.
Oh, God.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Wow.
So, yeah.
Do you think he'll walk funny?
I don't know. Maybe.
No.
I don't know how big toes affect your walking.
Well, they have the big toe. They got to add the stability, don't they?
You would think. I'm sure they make special things, shoes, stuff like that to
Why would you need a
offset it.
special shoe if you don't have a big toe? I mean, if you
Maybe
have an
something
extra
to,
big
like-
toe, I could see a special shoe.
They have like a big toe inserted into the shoe. I don't know.
It's kind of like a slip-on.
Like
you
a
know,
prosthetic.
But I
Straps
had to go in and tell my boss this because, we're going to be short a driver for a while because of this. And he's like, oh, my God, I'm going to have to apologize to him because I was teasing him about it. And I'm like, oh, shit. Yeah, that's not. He felt really bad.
You need to have a going away party for his toe.
Yeah.
a towing away party.
Yeah, or a funeral for his toe.
I'm going to have to make a banner.
Yeah.
Put it up
Yeah.
on Monday.
Oh.
But yeah, felt bad for him. So, anyways, that's my story for the day.
Wow, I don't have anything to top the toe.
Top the toe.
Top the toe.
I mean, Sean doesn't have his second toe, but that wouldn't hinder your walking.
I would think losing the pinky or the big toe, you would have balance issues.
Well, my step-grandpa didn't.
No? Okay.
I had I don't know if he's still alive or not, but I have a cousin that I didn't see very often, but he was born with it looked like he had rubber bands wrapped around his fingers and toes. And so he was missing pieces. And
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
Or
what it's called.
it's it's real tiny here and then a tiny little nub.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. But I mean, it was all of them had deformities, and it was just, weird.
Once again, I thank my lucky stars for having 10 fingers and 10 toes, and I can't imagine. Well, I mean, it's one of those things that, if you're born with it, you learn to adapt to it. But yeah.
Well, Sean was born with all, 10 fingers and toes, and he's being a stupid kid.
Yeah. Yep. I don't remember doing anything quite that stupid, but yeah. They blow it up with a cherry bomb, or
No, he was standing on the pegs of the back of his cousin's bike, and his toe got stuck in the chain, and he was like,
Oh, God.
just stomp on it.
Oh,
And it cut it right off, and he went over to his mom and was like, held his fist out with his toe in it, and she put her hand out, and he dropped it in her. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have a toe. They would have been able to put it back on, but Woodlawn Hospital, that's a joke of a hospital, and they didn't put it on ice.
oh, right on.
So yeah.
Wow.
The things that we learn when we're sitting around just shooting the shit.
Yep. This is why you need to listen to the banner.
That's right. That is exactly right.
Have you lost any extremities? Let us know. Is it extremities? What is the word I want?
Close good enough.
Okay. Fingers or toes?
Have you lost any body parts?
Body parts is that's a broad thing. Arms, legs. Did your dick fall off? Just these questions. Listen, I don't want that email.
Send your pictures. United States.
I'll forward them right on to J-Dub. So she can
they go to spam. Straight to spam.
Straight to spam. All right.
Anyways.
Well, are you ready to get into today's story?
We sure are.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, this is probably going to be a little bit shorter of a story. I ran across this place. It's local. And I thought the backstory was extremely interesting. But there's not a whole lot on the whole haunting. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think I put that in my notes, but you can't investigate here. This place is non-investigatal.
Investigatal.
You like that? I made that word up. There are YouTube videos out of people going there, but they can't get to it. So, all right, you ready?
Yep.
Behind the Cedar Creek Canyon sector in Perry Township, a few miles north of Fort Wayne, Indiana, lies an area known locally as Devil's Hollow. This, you like that?
Something the other day popped up on my Facebook, and it was Devil's Hollow?
Yeah.
Fort Wayne.
No, really?
Yes. It's like your phone heard you say that, and then we're around each other so much at work that my phone and your phone talked, and it's like,
hey, he's doing Devil's Hollow. Check it out. The story surrounding this name is an interesting legend. Back in the early 1900s, a family lived in a small house on top of a hill that overlooked an old wood bridge, which crosses Cedar Creek at the base of the hill. The Kirby Road passes through wooded areas just beyond the bridge, and on most nights has a bit of fog laying in the low places. The family consisted of a hardworking farmer father, the mother, and their only child, a son. When World War I broke out, the son proudly signed up to fight for his country, much to his mother's dismay. She kept a lantern in the window that overlooks the old wooden bridge, burning all night, every night, waiting for her son to return. Yeah. Unfortunately, that was never to be.
Aww.
The son was killed in a fierce battle in Europe. His body never identified and was never returned to the parents. A grief-stricken mother refused to believe her son was dead and continued placing the burning lantern in the window every night. After the war ended and her son still didn't return home, reality started sinking in, and the mother slowly fell into poorer and poorer health.
Aww.
Eventually, the mother died. The father seemed to be taking his loss in stride and kept busy trying to run the farm by himself. He kept the lantern burning in the window each night as a tribute to his dead wife and son. During the summer after his wife's death, he began building a fence along the road at the base of the hill. He started at the creek and eventually built the fence all the way across the edge of his property. The fence was a split rail style with sticks and branches forming different shapes and designs between the two rails. Everyone just assumed he was making the fence look nice, but that wasn't all he was doing as he painstakingly nailed each branch in place.
That's a lot of nails.
Yeah. On a quiet, foggy night, just after the fence was finished, the father walked down to the old wood bridge, tied a rope to the railing, slipped his head in the noose, and stepped off. In going through his house after the suicide, a note was found that simply said, "Read the fence." But try as they could, no one was able to decipher the hidden coded message in the design of the fence. To this day, the fence still holds its secret message from the grieving father. And even though the house has stood unoccupied since the family's death, on particular dark foggy nights, you can still see the lantern burning in the window of the weathered old home. And sometimes you can even hear the old man's screams coming from under the bridge.
So what does the fence say?
They can't decipher it. Whatever he put in it, they can't read it. I spent hours looking for some sort of picture of that damn fence.
Oh, you couldn't find it.
Could not find it. I was so pissed because I'm like, I'll decipher that motherfucker.
Yeah. It's like one of those pictures where you have to like go cross-eyed and then look at it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. When I watched, I had one today on my phone where it was like close one eye and look at the charger port, and then you could read it, and it said send nudes. So the house stood empty for a long time, but a woman did buy it. This woman lived in the house up on the hill by herself. This old woman would speak to a friend about how there were these kids that would break stuff on her property, sneak up to the windows and look in, and overall harass her. They would tell people that she was a witch.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. One night in the early 1980s, these teens set her house on fire and would not let her out.
Oh, my God.
The building stood for a while, but now all that stands is the chimney. People who go there are run off by the ghost of the woman because she feels they are no better than the teens that killed her. There is still an active police investigation open. The teens responsible never caught.
Of course not.
So, legitimately, you can't get up to the chimney because that's all that's left. You can't get up there because it's all private property, and a lot of the people that have done some YouTube videos on it are walking the Cedar Creek Road, the road that runs underneath it. But it's so fucking windy. It's dangerous. I mean, seriously dangerous. I mean, the guy that I watched parked like, I would say probably close to a mile away, and then walked down and was, constantly head on a swivel because it's, these cars are coming around, and a lot of the time they're going really, really fast. So you can see the chimney from that road. He actually stood there and you can see the chimney, but it's straight up the hill and it's all wooded out and fenced off.
Is the
or whatever.
fence still there?
I don't know. Like I said, I looked for the fence. I looked everywhere. Seriously, everywhere. I couldn't find a picture of the actual fence. So I don't know. I don't know if it's urban legend or if it's a real thing. But I never found a stick woven fence. I mean, some regular fences around the area there, but nothing like you would think you would see a message in. This is a Facebook post that I found. I copied and pasted it off. I don't. It was just an odd piece that kind of showed up. It didn't give me a person who it belonged to because it was on another site. The Devil's Hollow on Cedar Canyon. The witch of Devil's Hollow was actually a little old lady by the name of Lillian Lynn, who lived up on the hill. And yes, she was taunted by many teenagers who used to come up to her property and scare her. She was a wonderful woman and never did a mean thing to anyone. She had a large Irish wolfhound named Sissy that used to like to eat Kleenex out of her hand. Can that be good for a dog?
No.
I didn't think so. Lillian was not a witch. To the contrary, she was an angel and was one of the most kind-hearted people you would ever know. It was awful that she was teased and harassed and called a witch. She was involved in the film industry back in the 30s and worked with several famous actors such as John Barrymore and Jimmy Stewart. What a wonderful woman I remember, and such a delightful person and so much fun to be around.
I think she just needed a shotgun.
Absolutely. So one of the other posts that I read, and I didn't put it in here, but there was somebody who was talking about her that lived close, and they remember her coming down the hill to like get her mail. And the interesting part to me was they said in this post they still remember seeing her come down and holding on to that fence.
Oh.
As she walked down. So I don't know. Like I said, I couldn't find pictures of the fence. So I did find one little blurb about somebody who actually was there and had some stuff going on. So I went there with 3 other people last night. This is the person posting. Only 2 people were able to get any proof. In one photo, you can see a weird mist. No one in the group was smoking. No mist was visible. I tried to create the mist by having one of the guys exhale in front of the camera lens, but wasn't able to recreate it. Another photo had an orb in it. Orbs are questionable as natural occurrences. He still chooses to report them. He also managed to get an EVP. We asked its name, and I got a response, but it wasn't clear enough to decipher. We started to feel a large cold spot forming around us. We also got the feeling of a woman's presence, but there was no way to actually prove either of these occurrences. So there you go. There's just I thought it was an interesting story. Like I said, the haunt itself is not, there's not a lot there.
Sometimes the stories, the history of the stories is really neat.
Yeah.
I mean, you can pretty much figure it's probably haunted, but yeah. Now I need to see this fence because now I want to try to decipher it.
Right? I know, right? You just want to see it and get a picture of it. But like I said, I don't even know if the fence still exists. I mean, that was the early 1900s. It was made of sticks and branches. That stuff doesn't, he probably didn't shellac it to get it to last. So
I wonder if like in the courthouse or something, they might have pictures.
I would think that somebody has a
Historical
picture
Society.
of it. Yeah. Yeah. So listen, I know this is short. I know this little section is short, but I decided to give you a couple other little pieces because this area at Fort Wayne is actually very, very active. I did not do Bell's Mansion? I didn't do Bell's. Bell's was on the list that I was going through. I didn't do Bell's, but we are going to work towards something because we have an inn. So we're gonna dig on that just a little bit more, and we'll see what we can get. But I was told since we might be heading to Fort Wayne, we should see what's going on up there this weekend. And they have something happening, but it's a little salty to get in, so I kind of passed. But anyways, up in that area is Linwood Cemetery. Have you heard of this place? Next on this list as the haunted places of Fort Wayne is Linwood Cemetery. Linwood Cemetery was originally founded back in 1859. In the more than 175 acres of the cemetery covers, there is said to be somewhat in the neighborhood of 70,000 grave sites.
Dang.
The overall style of the cemetery is a Victorian in nature. Linwood Cemetery is a fascinating cemetery to visit based on the sheer size of it, which ranks among biggest in America. If exploring the cemetery for historical purposes does not interest people, avid ghost hunters visit the area in hopes of seeing ghosts of a politician from the Victorian era. The man wears a top hat and walks with a cane around the cemetery in the morning. If someone attempts to approach him, he notices people watching him and vanishes. Huh. How's that for crazy? A little bit farther down the road, Lutheran Hospital of Indiana. Lutheran Hospital of Indiana is one of those hospitals. Opened back in 1904, the Lutheran Hospital helped countless people who entered their doors. While the hospital is still standing, witnesses and paranormal investigators encountered some interesting activity. There was the ghost of a man who appeared on the 4th floor. He would automatically vanish when someone living would approach him. The more unusual story associated with the hospital is that in the basement. People made claims that if you walk down the stairs of the basement without any light, you will never reach the bottom.
Or you'll fall.
That's what I'm thinking. One individual states that he and some friends walked down the stairs for 20 minutes but managed to return in 3.
Dang.
The Masonic Temple. You know this place?
These always are haunted.
Yeah. When the Masonic Temple was built in 1926, it was meant to be a meeting place for the fraternity members. The Freemasons used one of the rooms as a gentleman's club, while a host of events took place in the other 4 different ballrooms. The building, which stands 10 stories high, serves the members of the Masonic fraternity for decades. In more than 90 years, the Fort Wayne Masonic Temple has not been without stories of ghosts. People claim to have seen and heard the ghost of a young man whose identity is unknown. Witnesses say the ghost causes a great deal of mischief, enjoys slamming doors and switching lights off and on. So yeah, just a couple other places in Fort Wayne. There's a bunch more, obviously. I just wanted to grab a couple because I wanted to let you know that Fort Wayne's fucking haunted. Yeah, it's just there you go. A little bit from a little close to home for us.
Nice.
But, yeah, that Devil's Hollow. I thought that backstory was just amazing. So I wanted to do that.
I liked it.
Mm-hmm. It was fun. Well, kind of fun. I mean, he hung himself off the bridge and she got burned alive. That's not fun, but
no.
So yeah, there you go. Any add-ons there, guys? Told you it was going to be a short one today.
That's okay. I gotta go do chores.
He does. J-Dub's got to go and crunch around on all the ice and hard.
Try not to die on poop marbles.
Poop marbles. True that. All right, guys. You know what I'm going to say. UnitedStatesParanormal.com, Patreon.com/2sop, GoldenMojoENT.com, Ko-fi.com/GoldenMojoENT. All of those places that you can find cool stuff to watch and become members and just help support the pod and the whole network. I'm glad you guys listen. I'm glad you guys are our friends and people we haven't met yet who want to be our friends. So you just never know.
Be our friend.
All right, guys. Until next week, keep it spooky, and I'll see you on the other side.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the United States of Paranormal podcast. Check us out at UnitedStatesOfParanormal.com, where you can find our Spotlight of the Month, Fan of the Month, and all of our amazing merchandise. Or you can find us on social media at Facebook at the United States of Paranormal, Instagram at the United States of Paranormal, and YouTube at the United States of Paranormal 1795. And don't forget, we are now on Patreon. Just go to patreon.com/2sop.
Please check out the other podcasts in the Golden Mojo Entertainment Network of podcasts. The Call Guys, Golden Image Podcast, Indiana Chiefs Fans, Golden 80s, The Gridiron Kings, Murd Nerds, and A Quart of Books and Booze, all of which can be found at goldenmojoent.com or wherever you stream your favorite podcasts.
And if you have a location or a story that you would like for us to check into, please email us at the United States of Paranormal @gmail.com. Please like, rate, and subscribe wherever you listen. Thank you for all of your support. Bye.